All right, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Mass Reviewer back again with another review, and today we are doing a review for Skylanders Superchargers. This is the fifth installment, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is the fifth installment in the Skylanders franchise, and it is the second to last one. And yeah, I don't really have any further details to mention. I do want to just say that I am going to hopefully be switching around my watch schedule to hopefully, I'm going to try to make it a bit more balanced because as you notice, I haven't got, as of 2026, we're in February, I haven't even gotten any movie reviews out or anime reviews, so I am going to try to change up my schedule a bit to make it a bit more balanced and hopefully just have a bit more variety on the channel because as of lately, it's been like we had the whole tier list miss, which was just nothing but tier list. Now lately, it's like the only two really reviews I've gotten so far have been show reviews. I want to make it a bit more balanced, so hopefully that is going to be something that happens in the near future. So, but yeah, with that said, we are just going to get into it, starting off with the plot. So, the plot of this game, it's interesting what they do. They actually start off where in every other game, basically, you have the game centers around Chaos and his goal to actually take over Skylands and to gain power in Skylanders and basically just turn everything evil. So in this game, it actually starts off with Chaos kind of accomplishing his goal of basically capturing all of Skylands. He banishes the Skylanders, he captures Eon, he captures Flynn, Callie, and Hugo, and so basically at the very start of the game already you have Chaos wins, which I think is actually a very nice change of pace for a game. There's a not a rewatch, by the way, of the story. Like I have, as I mentioned previously, I watched all these games when I was younger, and so yeah. So I do already like off the bat that we have a different kind of story that we're telling, where instead of it being the same kind of thing up until this point, where it's been Chaos trying to rule over all of Skylands, or in the case of the last game where you have the Doom Raider trying to take control. I do like the fact that already off the start we have it that Chaos is already, he won, he is in control of Skylands, and they have a really interesting dilemma in this game where you have Chaos. He is working with the darkness. Like the darkness has been mentioned before in Skylands, how it is this force that Chaos uses in order to like give himself power and stuff, and so it's something that you hear a lot about, but this game actually takes the darkness and really delves deep into the lore of it and actually starts giving it a kind of persona that we can actually attach all this like hearsay that we hear about it to. So I thought that was good, and it is a very interesting dilemma that you have where Chaos' goal has always been to bring darkness across all of Skylands, but then you have Chaos actually teaming up with the darkness in this game, but the darkness, he has larger ambitions. He wants to destroy all of Skylands and rule over the universe. So it is an interesting dilemma where you actually have Chaos trying to like grapple with himself whether or not he should go through with this plan, because his destiny has always been to rule Skylands, but the darkness wants to destroy it. So I do like that dilemma as well. Other than that, this game follows the same kind of formula as Giants, where up until like most of the games, you had Spyro's Adventure, you had Swap Force, you had Trap Team. All those games kind of off the bat, you have a clear goal in mind for the end of the game, where in Spyro's Adventure, it was just trying to get all the elements of the Core of Light. In Swap Force, you had basically the goal was to save the elementals from getting evilized. You had in Trap Team just basically capturing all the Doom Raiders and the villains and defeating all of them. But in Giants, you didn't have a clear goal of like where all this was heading, and in Superchargers as well, you do not have like a direct goal in mind. Like obviously the goal is to defeat Chaos, like stop Chaos from destroying all of Skylands. But I do appreciate how when you go from level to level, it's like there's no it doesn't follow like a pattern, which I think both formulas are good. I do like what they do in Trap Team and Swap Force and Spyro's Adventure. I do like that formula, but I also do like this formula as well that they do with Giants and Superchargers, where it doesn't feel like just a pattern of okay, we're going to this, but like it doesn't feel like we're checking off boxes. Like okay, we 1 out of 4 elementals saved, or I don't know, 10 villains out of like however many there were in Trap Team. I do like the kind of just going from thing to thing, but not really like a clear end goal in mind. Just kind of, okay, this is leading us to this area, and then from this we find this piece of information that takes us to this place and stuff. So I do like that kind of formula as well. So yeah, I thought that was great. And so overall, the plot of the story, I enjoyed it. I would give it probably, I would say I'd go like a 7 out of 10. I'd say for the story, it was pretty good. I would say I enjoyed the. We'll get into this with settings. I guess I enjoyed the levels and where the story and the flow of the story and stuff. I thought it worked pretty well. So In terms of the characters, you do have, I really appreciate that they do this, where I always mention, I love it when like a property will take previous elements that it mentioned in the past and it will bring it back. So this game does a great job of that. It brings back a lot of characters that we've seen before, brings back Tessa, brings back, obviously, you have Callie, Finn, Hugo, the main cast that we've seen before in a lot of other games, except I guess Callie wasn't, or Hugo, they weren't really in Swap Force as much, but you have them, you have the main cast of characters, which you're used to. They bring back Tessa, they bring back Sharpton, which I forgot that he was back, so I was really happy to see him back because he was one of my favorite characters from Swap Force. They bring back both Buzz and Mags from Trap Team, which I really, those are some of the best characters in the game, so I love how they bring back all these elements, not even just the characters. Also, you do have, they have Traptanium, they have a level like the Money Bones, was that his name? Money Bones? I'm pretty sure that was his name. They had Money Bones, he had a prison made of Traptanium for Master Eon to be held in, and I thought that it was, not even that, just that they also, I'm pretty sure the level where they were controlling the dragon that that gave them the location of Eon's whereabouts, that for where he was when he was captured. Like they had to find out where Eon was because Eon was taken prisoner. They didn't know where he was hiding, so they had to go to a dragon in order to like have the dragon smell Eon's socks so that he could track down where he is. So I'm pretty sure when Chaos's forces were trying to capture that dragon at the time, and they were using the Evil Eyes crystals that we've seen in Swap Force. They also bring back a lot of the villains that we've seen in previous games. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of villains that I know we've seen in Trap Team, and so I do appreciate that we are reusing elements that we had in previous games. Some people might call it lazy. I don't think it's lazy. I think it's really, I guess, I don't know what the right term would be, but it's not like just tossing aside previous elements that we've seen before. I appreciate when games do that, when they like, hey, we've seen this before, we're bringing it back because it is a part of this world, and it's not just a one and done thing. I like when they do that. So I do actually, in terms of characters, honestly, I will say the characters are, not even just that, you have Glumshanks, he plays a pretty big, probably the biggest role in this game out of any of the games in this. I thought that he was great. Chaos himself, I love the conflict that he has, where it's like he's conflicted between what his like ultimate goals are. The Darkness as a character, I think the voice actor for Darkness was great. I really like the voice acting for the Darkness. Sound very intimidating, very like smooth, but very like a great choice for whoever voiced the Darkness. Props to all the voice actors. I will say the one thing, Flynn, he felt a bit like more arrogant than usual from what I remember from the previous games. Not even arrogant, but he just sounded a bit more, I don't know, just a slight bit more like unlikable than he was in previous games, but maybe that was just me. But overall, I'm going to give the characters, I'm going to say probably, I would go like an 8 out of 10. Maybe I don't think an 8.5, but I'm going to say 8 out of 10. I'm going to say that the characters were great. I love them. And I just really appreciate the fact that they brought back so many previous characters from previous games, as well as like they don't fully bring this back. I think Swap Force does it much better, but they did kind of sort of bring back the character intros where it's like they would have like you had villains and that would show up, and then it would show like the title card for the characters. It didn't do it as well as Swap Force, but I still appreciate that they kind of brought it back sort of. So yeah, in terms of these settings, I like the settings a lot for this game. I think every level it's kind of set up to, because it's Superchargers and you do have the land, the sky, and the sea vehicles, it is set up in a way, each level, where there is areas of land, sea, and air. So I do think that, for one, like the fact that they are designing all these levels around to have like all these different elements of these different, like, I guess, I don't know what the word is, I guess like different elements, I guess, of like water, air, and lands and stuff. So all the terrains, that's the word. They designed these levels to have all these different terrains. I think it did a pretty good job at it. They did it pretty successfully, and I thought that overall the levels, they were cool. You had like an area that I think one of my favorite ones was definitely the Titan area. I thought the Titan the Titan level, it looked really, really cool. There was Clux level. I thought that was pretty unique. It is bringing another example of them bringing back previous elements from other games that we've seen before, and then reusing it. Not even reusing it, but like putting a new spin on it. So I thought that was great. There are other the dragon level that I mentioned earlier. They did the Money Bones level. I did feel like it was too similar to the Chaos's Lair level in Trap Team. So I did think that one could have been a bit better. But yeah, overall, I thought that most of the levels were pretty memorable. I liked them a lot. I do like the setting of Chaos's destruction, Doom, whatever it was, the Doom layer thing that he had, basically the giant device that was eating up Skylands. I thought that was pretty cool, pretty menacing. And overall, I would say that, Skylanders Academy, once again, it doesn't look as good as I would say in Trap Team. I did like it a bit. It looked a bit better in Trap Team because they kind of like remodeled it to have like a lot more of a vehicular feel to it, which I feel like it doesn't really work as well. It felt a lot cleaner in Trap Team, I would say. But overall, I still liked the settings a lot in this game. I would probably give it like I did. There's also the Spellpunk library. That's another good one. The area that they go to find whatever his name, Fuzzy Bottom, the author of that the author of the book about how the core of light can be used to defeat the darkness. So overall, I'm going to give the settings, I would say, I'll go like a 7.5. I'm going to say the settings were very good, I thought. So yeah. In terms of the art style, I think the art style is I like it better than Trap Team. I would say it does look pretty clean, I would say. But I still kind of like Swap Force's art style a bit better. It's definitely like we've definitely gone beyond the point of Spyro's Adventure Giants, where it does look very old school. But we are definitely, yeah, it looks good. I'll say I'm gonna give the art style probably like a I'm gonna go with 7. I'm just gonna say it's pretty good. I feel like it's not on the level of Swap Force. I don't know what they did with Swap Force, but Swap Force, for some reason, the art style of that game, it just looks like really nice for some reason. I don't know what they did with it. Maybe it's like the contrast they use or the resolution or something. I don't know what it is, but it looks very nice. So, in terms of the worst thing, I don't really have a worst thing in mind. I would say, yeah, I'm not sure. I would probably say, yeah, I did mention how Flynn is a bit more unlikable in this game, but it's not like so much to the point where like it really affects my enjoyable experience I have of the game, so I'm not really gonna put that down. So overall, I'm just gonna say I'll just reuse the worst score, which I said I gave the plot a 7 out of 10 and I gave the art style a 7 out of 10, so I'm just gonna reuse the 7 out of 10. I didn't include action in this because in the story of the game there really isn't much action that I saw, like, because once again this is just watching the story of the game. It's not really watching the actual fight scenes that happen, and I don't remember if I rated the action in the previous games. If I did, then I would give about probably the same action score as I gave for the previous games, but there really wasn't much action that I remember seeing because once again, I'm just like, I watched the cutscenes of the game, not the actual gameplay or most of the cutscenes don't have actual action in them. So, by the way, I hope you guys noticed I'm trying my hardest, like, not to say as much as I was before, because every time I rewatch the recordings, it sounds really annoying. So I'm trying to make a habit of, if I don't know what to say, just let the silence stay and not try to fill the silence, because I have this like habit where I try to fill up the silence with sound, and I'm trying to stop myself from doing that. So I hope you guys appreciate it, because it's see, I stay there without thinking. So it is something that I'm trying to do in order to make these videos more listenable to at least myself at the very least, because I don't like listening to it when I'm constantly trying to fill up noise with filler sound. So anyway, the best thing I would probably say is, I don't have a best thing in mind either, so I'm just going to reuse the best score, which was the characters. I'm going to give another 8 out of 10 for the characters. I did think, yeah, once again, the characters are great. The fact that they just reuse so many great characters from all the games that we had. Once again, Tessa, Sharkfin, Buzz, Mags, Flynn, Eon, Hugo, like, they bring back the entire cast of like all the previous games, which I really did enjoy. Chaos, Lumpshanks, it is just a wonderful cast of characters that I was glad that we got to see so many of them return. Not even just the characters, but all the elements that we saw in previous games. I just loved that the way that they were re-implemented in this universe. So yeah, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 once again for that. So that is all the scores. So I'm going to do the calculations. So King Crimson. All right, so it comes out to about a 7.5, which would be very good, and I think that is about what I would give it. Yeah, I think I would say that it was a very good game. Honestly, a lot more surprising than what I remember. I kind of remembered it being one of the weaker, not one of the weaker games, but kind of like more towards the middle. But I honestly, on rewatch, I did enjoy it a lot more than I remembered it being. So I would definitely, we are actually, well, I think we are going to be, I'm obviously going to be doing all the ranking videos for this game coming up, and then we only have one more game left, Imagineers, and I'm going to be doing the rankings for all the games, all the Skylanders, anything else that I can think of or find. So that is going to be fun. So look forward to that. But yeah, that is pretty much all there is to it. So if you have any recommendations, any shows, movies, video game stories, anime, web series, anything that you want me to review, leave it in the comments and I will maybe possibly check it out. But with that said, that is pretty much all there is to it. So let's leave it. Sorry. I keep rushing through the outro and I always like end up stumbling through it. That is pretty much all there is to it. So let's leave it at that.